Disclaimer, I do not dislike CinemaSins, and that is not a lie. For my next Everything Wrong with CinemaSins video, I'm going to be seeing their video on Car Street, and I'd like to give thanks and dedications to Gabriel Ortiz, Vlaster Morik, Shy Fox Feather Hero, Bubba Marshall, and Ogude Michael for requesting this video. But before we start, I just want to say to Ogude that I'm sorry for mispronouncing your name in the Cars 2 video. Okay, enjoy everyone.
45 seconds of logos.
Jeremy starts this video off complaining about the logos yet again.
Okay, here we go. Focus. Speed. I am speed.
Movie echoes back to the first film's opening because it doesn't have anything original to say. Also, narration.
Like the Birdman and I said in our videos for the first film, McQueen is talking to himself here, meaning that this is not narration.
One winner, 42 losers.
This is the same opening as the first movie, minus the Sheryl Crow.
Well, yeah, since racing is one of the main things about these films.
That ain't racing.
For each airing of this film that used unreleased, posthumous audio for this character, each of Paul Newman's salad dressings receives 1 cent.
Don't you mean sin, since that's what you call movie flaws?
Putting your movie title on a Jumbotron is cute, but Kiss Cam still plays better with crowds of all sports.
Sinning something you like.
Bye, Cal. See you next week.
I'm pretty sure Cars 4 is going to be about how Cal has had enough and becomes a serial killer.
Who is this mysterious newcomer, Jackson Storm?
And why is he so mysterious, given his existence represents a massive leap forward in racing technology?
That's true, but what makes Storm mysterious is the fact that he was able to beat McQueen so easily, especially since he'd been doing so well in the races.
Also, naming Lightning's main antagonist Storm is just the amount of lazy I expect from Disney these days.
Well, since you didn't explain why this movie's main antagonist being named Jackson Storm is lazy, I'm going to be giving this my award.
Jackson Storm is part of the next generation of high-tech racers, unlike the veterans of yesterday.
What, old-timers like this guy?
Cars 3, get off my lawn!
We've got 6 more next-generation rookies in the field.
This is as good a time as any for me to once again ask where these f***ing cars come from. Factories? Are they fitted with personalities in a factory? Did 2 former race cars have sex and create a more advanced race car? They're treated like individual people, but this whole next-gen nonsense suggests that they're just machines being created by some big-ass god car in the sky.
Firstly, like I said in my video for the first one, they aren't going to be talking about cars having sex since this is an animated family film. And secondly, there is potentially a manufacturer of some kind who creates them, since Max says, "Thank the manufacturer" in the first movie.
Your history moved right on to the next rookie standing in line.
Movie pads out its runtime, which is already too long, with archival footage of the Paul Newman character. I'm just waiting for a CGI Grand Moff Tarkin to pop up randomly.
And this is because McQueen experienced a crash like Doc did and is worried that his fate could be like his in terms of going back to racing.
Been thinking about Doc again?
Why? Because I'm sad and in Doc's garage staring at old Doc racing news clippings?
Yeah, and also because, like I said in the previous scene, McQueen's worried that his days of racing may be over, like what happened to Doc after he crashed.
I get that after the reception of the second Cars movie, the creators wisely realized that less Mater is better. However, couldn't they have tried no Mater?
Well, first of all, Mater is a major character of these movies, so it makes sense for him to still make an appearance in this movie. Also, Mater is a supporting character in this film, so shouldn't that be good enough for you, Jer?
Instead of Life is a Highway by Rascal Flatts, this movie's driving montage gives us this.
Yeah, so?
Knoxville? Really? You couldn't just drive through regular old real-ass Knoxville on your way from Colorado to Florida? This is the most unnecessary fictional name since Mr. Donkey Penis.
Well, again, that's just your opinion, so I'll give this my award. Also, Jimmy makes an inappropriate comment cliche.
Shouldn't be this hard, should it?
No, it should not.
No, but it's hard for McQueen because he's on it too early and hasn't trained/warmed up to the point that he's ready to be on the simulator.
I am fine, Cruz. I can do it.
This is the first movie all over again. Someone's trying to help him, but Lightning is too stubborn to realize it and accept that help. I feel like every time someone at Pixar brought this up during pre-production, they were shouted down by a suddenly apparating group of Disney accountants singing a barbershop version of Pink Floyd's Money.
Except this is not the same as the first movie, thus denying your claim in the honor video. The first movie was about McQueen learning humility, whereas this one is about him training to become as good as the new generation of racers.
Have jumped a barrier.
Did she say barrier or shark?
The former.
Get your tires dirty. That's how you're gonna get faster than Storm?
Yes, exactly. I mean, sacred dirt, right?
I don't ask a lot from my sentient automobile cartoons, but I do ask them to stay away from terrible dialogue and sacred dirt. Usually I get my wish.
Well, sorry you didn't get your wish here, man.
Oh, okay.
Cars 3 recycles the Wall-E joke about the Apple boot-up noise that was only kind of cute in Wall-E.
Again, that's just your opinion on that joke, so I'll give this my award.
Is this movie about training Cruz or McQueen? Oh wait, I just realized how this movie's gonna end.
It's technically both, since McQueen trains to be as good as the newer racers and helps Cruz achieve her dream of being a racer in this movie.
Hey, how am I gonna get faster if I don't...
Might be the first ever instance of the street sign ex machina sin.
Well, considering that going to Thunder Hollow doesn't even help McQueen out at all, I don't think that phrase works here.
That's what I need, to race against actual racers.
You need 10 to 15 more miles per hour speed. You are not going to get it through motivation. I mean, you probably will eventually because this movie hates me, but you should not get it through motivation.
Sure, that is something he needs, but he does get better with his training later due to the motivation / help he gets from Smokey.
So basically he entered a race in Vigilante 8.
And Jeremy basically references an unrelated video game here.
Cruz, this isn't what I thought it was. Come on, follow me and we'll slip out.
I wonder how many audience members shared the same sentiment 10 minutes into this movie.
Rule number 3, no cursing. It's family night.
Fucking goddamn dick bitch.
Look here, boys. We got us a couple of rookies.
I'd like to ask our editors, Brad and Chris, totally different Chris by the way, to find a transparent PA.
Next.
Right to go left, turn right to go left.
I'm glad this extended and utterly useless country track race scene found time for yet another callback to the first movie.
Well, yeah, since sequels typically bring up things from their predecessors.
Every mile of this trip was to get me faster than Jackson Storm. I can't get any faster because I'm too busy taking care of my trainer.
But you chose all the destinations, bro. From the beach to the country dirt track race. Bitching out Cruz is just more selfish behavior, which has become the norm for you. God, Lightning McQueen may be the biggest dick of a protagonist in the history of film.
Yes, he did choose those destinations, but he's mad because he feels like having Cruz by his side hasn't helped him and that she's wasted his time. And also, this is how McQueen is characterized in this film, and like the Birdman has said, characterization is not a sin.
I've wanted to become a racer forever because of you.
Because of him? Really? He's a selfish dickhead. He won a lot, sure, but this is like wanting to become an NFL player because of Tom Brady.
Well, he is still a very skilled racer, and these movies have shown characters who are fans of him, such as Mia and Tia.
I used to watch you on TV, flying through the air.
Was he on pole vaulting with the car stars? Why would he be flying through the air during a car race?
I see you forgot about this scene from the first movie.
I just left. It was my one shot, and I didn't take it.
Well, something tells me this bag of cliches movie will give you that chance to race you thought was gone forever.
Which is exactly what happens in the movie, so how is this a sin?
Genius. Well, hey there, buddy.
Lightning needs 10 to 15 more miles per hour to win this race, so naturally he calls Mater for moral support.
Narration.
That's just it, Mater. I don't know. I feel like I'm all out of ideas.
Pixar's new slogan.
Well, I'd argue that Pixar still continued to make amazing and creative movies after this one, and I think other people would agree with that. And here are Rotten Tomatoes scores of 4 Pixar movies that were released after this one as a way to give evidence to the point I made.
You know what I'd do?
What?
I don't know.
Pretty sure an early screenplay meeting interaction just made it into the script.
I'm sorry. I'm sorry. I'm sorry that I yelled. It wasn't your fault.
Some people actually like this movie.
Well, yeah, and I also know that some people have said that this is their favorite of the franchise, such as Moon-based and Fiction Fanboy. So not only will I be giving this my award, but I'm also going to say that you should respect other people's opinions, since they're usually different.
Hey, Cruz. You want to check out the home track of the greatest racer ever?
Why not? We've got 40 more minutes to kill somehow.
Yeah, and it is where they meet Smokey, so...
Everything changed when the rookie showed up.
How about that? Doc had the exact same thing happen during his career that is happening now to Lightning. What sweet symmetry. I wonder if he did a sweet racing move that Lightning or someone, Cruz, will copy later in the final race.
Yes, that is what Cruz does in the final race.
You'll never be as fast as Storm.
Finally, someone says it.
But you can be smarter than him.
What? He literally takes the optimum path on every lap and is faster than all cars.
Not exactly, since the movie did show us that Storm was continuously ahead of McQueen, the latter of which couldn't even hang on to a lead.
Literally nothing he's done this entire week has actually done anything to benefit his desire to beat a much faster car.
Nope. The methods that Smokey teaches him and Cruz end up becoming useful to them when they use them to pass the racers in the Florida race.
This tractor version of how Simba killed his father is supposedly teaching something to Lightning. Supposedly.
And this helps them by giving them the strategy of sneaking through the window, meaning to pass tractors when they have enough space to do so.
Hurry this along, boy.
Mac shares the sentiment of anyone who watches this movie. Lightning has a crisis of confidence right before the big race. There are only two ways this movie ends. He regains confidence at that wall flip trick at Doc's and wins, or he loses but finds peace in retirement and starts training Jackson Storm. Or maybe Cruz. My money's on the last one, but either will feel cheap.
You're somewhat right on those. Where you're wrong is that it's Cruz who does the flip, making her and McQueen win, as well as the fact that that makes McQueen not retire after all, and that Storm isn't seen again for the rest of the movie afterwards.
Take out that spoiler and those racing tires. You look ridiculous. You are a trainer, remember? Not a racer.
Okay, now 100% certain Lightning will accept retirement and train Cruz. Thanks for tipping your hand, movie.
Yeah, this is when McQueen decides to let Cruz take his spot in the race, so what's the problem here?
No, not me. Her.
They're not gonna let you just replace yourself with your trainer mid-race, dude. I mean, wait, they are gonna let him do that?
Yes.
Today's the day, Cruz. You're getting your shot.
What?
I started this race, and you're gonna finish it.
Wait, what? So everyone wants to see McQueen get his one last shot of glory, but we're now gonna have to watch Cruz? I don't recall the Rocky movie where after 3 rounds, Rocky put his gloves on Paulie and said, go get him.
Yeah, we're going to be watching both of them here.
That can't be legal. The rules only say the number has to be out there. Doesn't say who has to wear it.
What?
So doesn't that give you a reason as to why Cruz can compete mid-race?
Also, what makes Cruz's car type able to compete with these new models? She looks like she's in the same class as McQueen. So how does she end up winning this race, especially when she's so behind?
By using the tactics that Smokey taught her and McQueen, as well as doing Duck's flip in order to pass Storm during the final lap of the race.
Cruz follows the psychological cliche of picturing everyone as naked tractors to get over her anxieties, so she can win the race.
Narration.
Here's that Doc wall flip move, and I wrote this movie screenplay in my sleep.
Pointing things out on the screen.
Hang on now.
Smokey knew they were about to add lightning to the winners list before the Jumbotron changed. He's f***ing psychic.
Well, the Jumbotron was saying updating before McQueen showed up, so that's what got Smokey's attention.
Why is my name up there?
You're the star of the movie, maybe? You did some mediocre racing earlier today? Does it really matter?
Yes, it does, because McQueen started the race, so he still technically won.
He decides when he's done racing. That was the deal. Hi.
Oh yeah, Sally. She was his girlfriend up until this movie, but I guess they had an amicable breakup and remained friends? This movie treats Sally like any random Radiator Springs resident. Poor Bonnie Hunt.
Were you watching a different version of this movie like you did with the UK version of the first movie? This movie never establishes that McQueen and Sally broke up and are still boyfriend and girlfriend, so I think you just made that up. And here's the end result, everybody. The sin total was 180, and the sentence will be losing at Thunder Hollow. Thank you for watching, everybody, and have a nice day.